Yeah, hi, good evening, everyone. Hope you're well. Thanks for coming, guys. Great to be here. Apologies if you're from anywhere else in the world where it's either very late or very early. This is Dan Aschendorf here, and right, so let's see who has joined us today. Right, there's quite a few of you. That's wonderful. Thanks for taking the time to join us, guys. I can see John, Dan, Steve, Valerie, lots of you coming on. That's awesome. Where are you all from? Can you let me know in the chat box? Right, Minnesota, Auckland. Yeah, I'd love to go there. Yeah, absolutely. Sydney. Yep. Kansas. Awesome. Cheshire. Right. Cool. All right. Great. Really international crowd tonight, guys. That's awesome to see. And I really look forward to what I'm sure is going to be an evening of educational content, because today I'm going to teach you how to change your lives through drop shipping. Now, how does that sound, guys? Now, who here feels like he wants to change his or her life? Can you key the number one if you want to change your life? Cool. Yep. Bring it on. Yes, I like that, John. Yeah, lots of ones coming in. That's awesome. Okay, good. Well, let's get started, guys. Now, for legal reasons, we have to put this slide in here. Now, obviously, results depend on you, on how serious you are about changing your life and the level of effort that you're willing to put in. Having said that, if you're willing to work hard and apply what we're going to be teaching you today, the possibilities are very, very large indeed. So before we jump into the actual training, what are we going to be covering tonight? Let's have a look. So I'm going to be teaching you about why dropshipping is the best way to make money today. I'm going to be teaching you about choosing the best niches, products, and suppliers. And then I'm going to show you how to drive massive free and low cost traffic. And then we'll be talking about making thousands of dollars by building stores for others. And then I'm going to show you how to flip your e-commerce store for a big lump sum. And then finally, we're going to bring it all together and I'm going to show you how to start making money the fastest way possible. Does that sound good, guys? Awesome. Cool. And I've also got what I call the fun bonus for you as well. Now, this is a product that I released on Warrior Plus. It was WSO of the month, and it teaches you how to make $3,000 a month using arbitrage. Now, how to win this is somewhere in the presentation. I'll ask you a question, and this is obviously going to be a question about something that we've covered in the presentation. Now, the first person who answers the correct answer is going to receive the book. Is that all right? Cool. Yeah, lots of yeses coming in. All right, guys, you need to pay attention. All right, great. So, guys, my name is Dan Aschendorf. That's my picture there at the bottom right. And I know a thing or two about change. You see this picture here is all about change. You've got the caterpillar changing to a butterfly. And you see, I've been working as a corporate warrior for many years, driving my Ford Mondeo, showing up to work early, leaving late, keeping the boss happy, that kind of thing. I took a big mortgage out and I sent my kids out to the best private schools. You see, I'm a good family man and also I'm a good employee. And I was doing this for around 20 years, from 1994 to 2014, until one day the company was bought out and I was made redundant. It was exactly the right time when my kids were going to start their secondary school, you know, the really expensive part. And so I came home and I told my wife about this, and, you know, she wasn't best pleased. And I said to her, you know, honey, we need to talk about this holiday that we've booked to the Bahamas. But she didn't want to talk about the holiday. She just wanted to go on holiday. But regardless of all that, we were looking at financial meltdown, because like anyone else in this situation, we had lots of debts, we had lots of bills, and we had no income. However, there is a twist in the tale here, because you see, for the last 2 years before I lost my job, instead of coming home and watching TV, I came home, said hi to the kids, slept for a couple of hours, and then worked all night to build my own business. And so actually, when I lost my job, despite the shock of it, I had the seeds of a successful e-commerce company already planted, which provides for me today. Now, what I'd like to do, guys, is to log into my Amazon account so you can see what my e-commerce company looks like. So let me just go into my Amazon dashboard, and that's me here in the UK. As you can probably tell, I'm from the UK, and I've got an Amazon.co.uk account, and in the last 30 days I've made 16,423 British pounds. Now there's a lot of you here from the US, so let's translate that to US dollars. So 16,423 times 1.5, right, so that's 24,634 US dollars. However, that's a month. See, what's good about this, guys, is the fact that with e-commerce, you can have stores pretty much anywhere you want because you're geographically independent. So, see, I've got another store in Germany. And here we've made 14,194 euros in the last month. So, if we translate that to US dollars, we've got 4194 times 1.2 for the USD. And so here we've made $17,032 in the last month. And you know what? I've got stores all over the place. So this is Germany. I've got ones in France. I've got ones in, in Spain. I've got ones in France. So that's a French one here. That's 2,317. So if I was to translate that, that's 2,317 times 1.2. So here we've got 2,780, and it just, I've got quite a few stores dotted around the place. However, what's good about this business, guys, is the fact that you can pretty much have as much revenue streams as you want. So I've also got my own website, and I've got eBay. So in 2015, I've made 230,000 British pounds, which is in the region of 400,000 US dollars from this business. So you can see how it adds up, and it's more than $1 million per annum. Now the cool thing about the system is that it runs itself, and because it runs itself, I was looking for things to do, and this is how what I was doing basically is I was teaching people to do what I do. Okay, and this is how I've met a lady called Theo MacArthur, who I'm going to introduce to you in just a moment. So basically, Theo was doing what I was doing, but you know what? She was doing it better. Let me just tell you a bit about her, and then you'll see. So Theo started selling physical products online in the spring of 2013. And initially she was selling just on Amazon, but in 2014 she set up the first e-commerce website, and then she decided to focus on the dropship model. And then she taught e-commerce and dropshipping to more than 800 students. You see, Thea was doing what I was doing, but she was doing it better because she didn't hold any stock. She didn't have to worry about heavy goods and where to store them or where to sell them. She was making as much money as I was, even more, using something called drop shipping. And she's actually co-written a product with me, which is all about drop shipping. And that's why I wanted to tell you about Thea. Now, this is one of her stores, and you can see that she's selling per day 2,873 euro, but also, just as importantly, she's driving a ton of traffic. She knows how to drive traffic to her stores. Okay, she's got 694 visitors in one day. Now, when you know how to do that, when you know how to drive traffic, that's when the magic happens. The other thing about Theo is that she is a really, really good teacher, and this is what some of her students say. Now, she's released a few products in Udemy and JVZoo, and she's one of the best teachers that I know about dropshipping. So we decided to, get together and run these webinars to teach people how to make money dropshipping. And here you can see some of the testimonials. Okay, so guys, that was a little bit of an intro. Did you find that good? Did you find that useful? Cool. Yeah, lots of number ones coming in. Awesome. That's great to hear, guys. So what I'd like to do is jump straight into it, guys. So there's a lot of information here, so you may want to grab a pen and paper and just take it all in, because I'm going to be teaching you some really good stuff. Okay, right, so let's get started. I'm just going to get just a little drink here. All right, so why dropshipping? Now, for those of you who don't know what dropshipping is, and I'm sure that most of you do, but in case you don't, it's selling products which you don't store yourself. Okay, now why dropshipping? First of all, you can build and scale up fast without worrying about cash flow. So, when I started, I was storing a lot of stock. If I wanted to get more stock, I had to pay a lot more money, and I had to find storage for it. And with dropshipping, you don't have to do this. It's really easy to scale up. Now, you can sell heavy and large items that we would never be able to store and ship out ourselves. So things like furniture or heavy electronics, you don't want to be lugging around with these things in a storage in a warehouse somewhere, because that's logistically, it's a nightmare. And dropshipping allows you to sell large expensive items without having to store them yourself. And then you can also dropship in countries that you don't actually reside in. So you could be living in Australia but operating your dropship store from the US. So it's very geographically independent. Now, now that we know why dropshipping is so good, probably the most important decision you're going to have to make when you start out is what niches you're going to go for, which products you're going to go for. And here's the way that we do it. So we recommend that you start with a 20% profit margin, simply because that gives you enough profit to make the whole thing worth your while. So go for 20% profit margin. Now, we recommend that you go for less than $250, because anything more than that and the product stops being kind of impulsive. So the purchase of it rather stops being impulsive. So you want to capture the impulsive market, the people who browse and they think, wow, I'll have that, and then they just go ahead and buy without having to sort of go back and check or whatever. However, at the same token, you want it to be more than $80, because you want to have a decent profit margin per unit sold. Now, here's a really important point, guys, and that's the fact that it's got to lend itself to social presence. Now, this is social presence is really good, because it drives. These days, a lot of things are social, and it's a really good way to drive traffic. But also, as I'll show you in just a moment, in a few slides, when you have a large component of social presence, you also are able to command high valuations for your website should you choose to sell it in the future. So that's why it's really important. You want to have the sort of niches and products that are really good with social. So, possibly slightly quirky products. You don't want to be going head to head with the likes of Walmart. You want to be finding products that people feel passionate about. They have a community of almost like ready-made buyers that are looking for these sort of products, that might be willing to pay a premium for it, and they're a little bit off the beaten path. So you don't want to be just buying commoditized products. Okay, that's what I mean by lending itself to social presence. Now, once we found the right niches and products, we want to be finding the right suppliers. And here's what we do, guys. More and more suppliers are now willing to dropship for retailers. They're all looking for more and more outlets for their stock. Many suppliers don't advertise their dropshipping services, and small manufacturers and distributors are often looking for new outlets for their products. So what's really important here is not to do what 99% of people do in this space, and that's to go to Google and to type in dropshipping niche, dropshipping dog collars. You don't want to be doing that. You want to be looking for wholesalers or importers or factories. You want to go against the herd and you want to go straight to the horse's mouth. And that's how you're going to get the best deals, and that's how you're going to build the right relationships that are going to put you in good stead in this business. Now, once we've done that, we found the right niches, we found the right products and suppliers. What we're going to do now is we need to set up a website, and it needs to be a good website that's going to suck in the traffic. So here's how we do it, guys. First of all, we want to optimize it for search engines, for Google and for the other search engines. Now, a lot of people are a little bit wary of SEO, but actually once you get the hang of it, it's not very difficult. It's about keywords and tagging. And actually I'm going to show you a really, really good way in just a moment how you can get your site to be highly optimized and to be pulling in a lot of free traffic from the search engines. And you want it to be socially optimized. So we've covered that a little bit before, so you know why you need to have it socially optimized. So you need to have the right links, you need to be creating the right sort of buzz. And again, I'm going to teach you a really, really good way how you can do that in just a moment. And then you want it to be user friendly because customers expect a certain experience. So you want it to be an easy process from browsing to purchase. And then finally, you want it to be trustworthy. So it's really important to have things like physical address and such like, because that's good for conversion. Okay, so let's start with social media first. So getting a ton of sales with social media, we start with Facebook. So we want to build a fan page or a page for business, which is pretty much the same thing. We want to grow an audience. We want to be investing in cheap Facebook ads, and we want to be doing retargeting. So we want the content to be interesting. We want it to create a buzz, as I was saying before. If the right niche is there, it makes it easier. If we feel passionate about our niche, that makes it easier. We want the content to be unique, and we want it to be drawing people to our store or to our products. Even better these days is Pinterest. It's a huge platform for sales of physical products. The life of a Pinterest pin is 1,600 times longer than a Facebook post. A lot of the pins go viral, and there are high conversions. Now, the reason that there are high conversions, so 78% of Pinterest browsers are women in their, 78% of browsers are women, and a lot of them, I don't have the percentage, but a lot of them are in their 30s and 40s, and they sort of actively go out to find ideas for shopping, for gifts or for things for the household. So the demographics in Pinterest are very, very strong for e-commerce. And once we know how to put in the right pins and how to make them go viral and all these sort of things, that's when we can get a ton of traffic with Pinterest. The other way of driving traffic is blogging. Now, blogging is really, really good for e-commerce because of a number of reasons. The main one is the fact that the ranking of a good blog is going to be very, very high because it's relevant content that's updated regularly, and people a lot of websites have something called a high bounce rate. So people just go in, they think, oh, this is nonsense, and then they move on to the next one. With blogging, people are a bit more engaged, so they actually read the content and they stay on the website a bit longer. And this is something that Google recognizes, and that's why it pushes good blogging up the ranking. So we want to be doing that. And yeah, so we've covered a number of ways of driving traffic. We've spoken about SEO, about social media, about blogging, and it can sound like a little bit of work. And the way that we do it is we outsource a lot of it to a team of outsourcers, because if you want to be scaling up your business, so anything above $100,000, you will probably want to have an element of outsourcing in there as well. So the good thing about this business is that you can pretty much do the majority of the business with outsourcing. That's a really, really good news. It makes it scalable. It makes it easier for us. The challenge is to train these outsourcers, because you don't want to be bringing people from Upwork or from Elance and then just throwing them in cold. They're not going to do a good job for you. Now, how did we overcome this challenge? We created something. This is Theo and myself. We created something called the online portal, which is basically, it's a portal for the outsourcers that we have, okay? And it's a full-on video training for outsourcers on how to market successfully on Pinterest, set up Facebook pages and build an audience, write blog posts using the correct process to get search engine traffic, set up an entire store, source products and suppliers, and more. So this, so for us, all we do is when we find a suitable outsourcer, we just give them the access to the O Learning portal. They look at it and then they start the work. Okay, so that makes it a lot easier for us, and that ensures that the outsourcers that we take on are well trained. And in just a couple of slides, I'm going to show you how you too can be accessing this portal. Now, how's it going so far, guys? Any questions for me? No questions. That's good. Right, you're enjoying it, John. That's awesome. You're doing well, Dan. Okay, thanks very much. Good. All right, guys. Now, I'm going to tell you something really, really cool, and I will bet that you haven't seen this anywhere else. Okay, and I'm going to teach you how you can earn between $2,500 and $45,000 per month net profit on building stores for clients and getting somebody else to do the work. This is something that no one else is talking about in the industry. So we profit. Obviously, one way of profiting is by selling our own products, but we also profit by building e-com stores for others. Now, there's a huge and growing demand for e-com stores because e-com is a very hot niche. A lot of people are kind of drawn to it, but they all know that they have to build stores, and they want ready-made websites because they either work full-time or they don't want to worry about the details, or they just want to know it's all taken care of. So that's why this demand exists. And they're not cheap. So companies, individuals are charging anything from $1,000 for a very basic setup through to $8,000 for a more comprehensive service with bells and whistles. So you're looking at things like bespoke shopping carts and API integration and that sort of thing. Some people want that. Generally, clients expect to pay around $3,000 for a website that's made exclusively for them. Now, you can outsource the entire process at most for around $800. So if you charge $2,500, which is in the region of, it's about 15% less than the market rate, you make a nice net profit of $1,700, and in fact you've done very, very little work for that. So that's something that is really important to bear in mind, and that's a business that I'm going to be kind of elaborating on in just a moment. There is one challenge here as well, and that's how to find clients, because a lot of people are a little bit concerned about going out and actively finding clients. However, the way to overcome that challenge is to have a very, very strong unique selling point, a strong USP. And again, in just a couple of slides, I'm going to show you how you too can have a very, very strong USP that is going to get clients to literally bite your hand off to sell them these websites. Before we do, let's talk about flipping websites for big paydays. And now that's a time for the bonus question. And the question is, what percentage margin should you aim for when you find products? Who can tell me? Yeah, right, okay. Yes. All right, John got it. John was there first. It is 20%. Absolutely, John. So you've nailed it on the head, John. It is 20%. If you can kindly send me an email to dan@dropshipmasterclass.com with your details, and I'll send you the bonus. Thank you very much. All right, guys. So let's talk about flipping websites for big paydays. So this is the average multiple per business model. So you can see e-commerce is 2.17. So if you have a business that is making $100,000, then you could be selling that business for $217,000. However, in reality, the valuations are actually a lot higher. And what we've done here is we've gleaned some data from this company here. You can see below, they're a business broker. So you can see that actually you don't need to have a huge amount of profit to be selling for very, very high multiples. And you can see the quite wide spectrum of different industries here and niches. And that's really important because you do want to be thinking about selling the business. You do want to be thinking about building a business, getting the income while you can. But then at the end of the day, you want to be possibly, if it's something you want to do, you want to be selling the business. Now I'm going to tell you how you can increase the valuation. So the first one is how much of the day-to-day work is outsourced. And the reason that people prefer websites that have a large component outsourced is because people buy into a system. They don't want to buy into a job. They want to buy into a system that they know they can scale up. So the more outsourced the website is, the more the valuation is going to be. The second parameter is how much of the traffic is organic and social media traffic. And again, this is to do with two things. So first of all, people prefer a business that has organic and social traffic because it's more reliable, it's more long term, and also it's more of a story. There's kind of a story behind the niche. There's something that makes it attractive because people don't just buy based on numbers, they also buy based on their emotions. And if there's a good story, if it's a little bit quirky, off the beaten path, you can show social engagement, then that's going to be increasing the valuation. And then finally is what percentage of the sales are dropshipped. And the reason that's important is because a little bit like number one, but different, because that just makes it more scalable. Because if you want to double the business, you don't want to be having to double the capex that you're investing in stock. So the more scalable it is, the more attractive the valuation. Very important, guys. Now, what I'd like to do now is just kind of bring it all together, and I want to tell you about a way that you can start bringing all these components together to earn a full-time living in the fastest possible way. So what Theo and I have done is create something called the Dropship Masterclass, which is a range of things that are going to basically enable you to start making money in the fastest possible way from your dropshipping business. So the first one is 56 step-by-step over-the-shoulder video lessons about choosing the right niches, setting up the sales magnet dropship website, utilizing social media and blogging to drive massive traffic to your site, and hiring low-cost outsourced workers to take care of 90% of the work. It's pretty much everything we spoke about, just over-the-shoulder video lessons. Now what I'd like to do, guys, is just show you what that looks like. So let's quickly go into here. So that's the dashboard in effect. And here you've got my courses. Okay, so there's a number of courses. We're just going to go into the masterclass itself. And as you can see here, there is 59 lessons. So you can either start or pick up where you've left off. And that's the way that it's organized, so that you can, it's almost like an accreditation system that tells you where you've stopped, and it makes sure that you go through the process and you learn in the fastest way possible. So if we look at things like products and niches, so introduction, brainstorming for thousands of ideas, how to use Amazon to identify hot selling items, using eBay to identify hot selling items, establishing demand, how to decide if a niche is too competitive, what niches are the easiest for dropshipping, suppliers list, dealing with returns, dropshipping in the US for non-US residents, and such like. So you know, that's all really interesting stuff. And then setting up the website. So 3 parts about that: images, titles, and descriptions, differentiating yourself. And then there is social media. So introduction to Facebook power pages, creating the first page, where to get great content for your page, free cover image, getting thousands of genuine fans and followers. I like that. Triple your earning potential with a simple technique. Sell directly on Facebook with this free tool. How to get full-blown store rights on Facebook. How to get full-blown store right on Facebook, and cheap and effective paid advertising with Facebook retargeting. And then retargeting on autopilot, and retargeting is really important. So you learn all that stuff here. And this is about Pinterest. So Pinterest and dropshipping, most profitable niches, how to discover what people want, profit strategy, setting up the account and boards the right way, linking to your website, adding your first pins, getting your first 1 to 200 Pinterest followers fast, pinning in groups of big targeted audiences, how to create pins that go viral. That's cool. Rich pins for 80% more traffic and sales. And then selling direct products from your website directly on Pinterest. And then blogging. So blog your way to $500 per day in dropship profits using an integrated purpose-built blog. So everything you need to do to dominate page 1 of Google, part 1 and 2. So pretty much anything you need to do. And this is all videos. This is video tutorials for you to, you know, just really understand what's entailed in this business. Now, we spoke about the other thing is the online portal, the O Learning portal, which is a full-on video training for outsourcers on how to market successfully on Pinterest, set up Facebook pages and build an audience, write blog posts using the correct processes to get search engine traffic. So if you remember this is essentially a portal whereby all you need to do is give outsourcers user ID and password, and they go and learn, and then it's up to them to go out and do all this work for you. So what I'd like to do, guys, is just quickly jump on to the O Learning portal just to show you what it looks like. So we've got these modules. So and these are all the things that we would expect our outsourcers to be doing on our behalf. So for example, if we want them to source the products, so here you can see the video tutorials that, you know, they would just log in and they would identify the hot products. They would find out if demand is hot enough. They would find the drop shipping suppliers. They would deal with returns. They would find the best niches for us. They would be setting up the website for us. So, which platforms? How to stand out from the crowd, how to put in the correct images, titles, descriptions, all these sort of things. So, you know, they would be doing on our behalf. And then do you remember we spoke about SEO, and I told you that I've got a really, really good solution for you. So it's basically to outsource, because we explain to you exactly, or we explain rather to your outsourcer exactly how to rank your a money magnet website, so internal linking strategy, spying on your competitors, long tail keywords, and a mistake to avoid. Just give them access to this and they get on with it, and then they're going to do the work for you. And then there's blogging, so blog your way to $500 per day using the integrated blog, import an existing blog, share your posts, give Google what it wants, where to find content. It's all the things, how to get the best keywords. It's all the things you need to do to have an absolutely winning blog. And you got marketing, so you got marketing with Facebook and marketing with Pinterest, and it's amazing what the outsourcers can do for you. So create your own Facebook posts and where to get the content for it, and how to do the power pages, how to get thousands of genuine fans, how to triple your earnings, increase sales, triple your earning potential. There's just a lot going on. Retargeting. Okay, and then the same with Pinterest. All those things, we want you to give that to your outsourcer. So Pinterest, how to start here, profitable niches, discovering what people want, link Pinterest to your website, how to find groups with large audiences, get your first 100 followers, adding your first pins, rich pins for 80% more sales. So again, everything you need with Pinterest in order to start earning money immediately. Okay, so that's really, really cool. And then that's the O-Learning portal. And then we teach you how to set up the stores for your clients. So there's 11 video modules detailing exactly how to set up stores for high-paying clients and getting someone else to do all the work. So again, if we go into the dropship just here, and you can see, so this is the building stores for clients. So that teaches you everything you need to know to start earning with this business. It's 12 lessons. So introduction, high level overview, setting up the simple website, signing up as a Shopify partner, creating a development store, how to transfer a store to a client, outsourcing the entire project, finding clients who will be happy to pay you $2,500, how to win high-paying clients, getting paid, and a few more important things. So everything you need to do is right here at your fingertips. And on top of this, there is the portal that we spoke about. This is just to remind you, this is a portal that you just give to your client in order for him or her to start making money immediately, and that's your USP. So you go out to the market and you say, look, not only am I going to be a little bit cheaper than the competition, but also I'm going to have this ready-made portal. All you need to do is log in to start making money from day one. Okay, people are going to absolutely bite your hand off to have a part of this, and that is your USP. This is something that no one else has in the market. And again, this is going to be, it's going to be here. Okay, right. And that's your portal just there. And then finally it's all about flipping e-commerce websites for big paydays. So there's 8 video modules teaching you how to flip e-commerce stores for big paydays of $25,000 upwards per time. So again, if we go into here, you can see that's your flipping stores modules. So there's 8 lessons here, and that's going to teach you everything you need to know into how to do this. So introduction, building stores that buyers want to buy, one store or multiple stores, buying an existing store, making your store buyer friendly from the get-go, social media accounts, $1 million from a single store, and when and how to sell a store. In addition to all of this, guys, we have a forum for all our students. So this is for students to basically mastermind with each other. They can get into any topic and get a lot of information and inspiration, and then they can talk to other students and basically just make sure that their earnings are accelerated. However, if you like the more personal touch, we have something that's really, really cool. And let me tell you about this. So this is a regular Q&A webinars where basically you have access to both myself and Theo. So you have access to the two sort of specialists in the field. So we really know our stuff. And once a week we all get together and we just have a chat about pretty much anything that you want in this business. So we talk about setting goals, we help you set goals, we advise you on setting up the shops, flipping the websites, finding clients, finding niches, just anything that you want. We hold you by the hand and we make sure that you attain your goals in the fastest way possible. This is absolutely very, very important to you making money with this system. And then we have a number of bonuses as well. Firstly is how to use online marketplaces to drop ship products from your own store, and then how to add an extra $2,000 to $3,000 per month to your profits without any extra effort. And then we have another bonus, which is the simple SEO techniques that will make Google love your website, plus more unannounced bonuses. And not only that, but also we have Theo. This is Theo's best-selling product on Udemy. It's called the Amazon Master Blueprint, and it pretty much shows you everything you need to know about how to make money with Amazon in the fastest way possible. So the niches you need to do, the suppliers that she uses herself, how to stand out from the competition, just really anything you need to know in order to start earning with this business with Amazon. And we have more. We've just added a list of more than 140 dropshipping suppliers, and this is going to enable you to start earning money even quicker. And speaking of earning money quicker, we have something really, really cool. It's called the Express Dropship Profit System. This is the fastest route to between $100 to $200 per day drop shipping. There's no products to source, there's no supplies to find, and best of all, it's lots of fun. So while you do everything else, we want you to be seeing dollar signs in your bank account as soon as possible. And the Express Dropship Profit System is going to get you there in the fastest way that we know. I want to tell you also about something really, really cool, and that's a software that we have that is going to accelerate even more your dropshipping business. So now this is really, really cool, guys. You want to be paying attention to this. So what it does is three things. So first of all, it finds the hot selling products on either Amazon, eBay, or AliExpress, and then it lists them on an e-commerce store. And then from there, what it does, it also publishes them on social media. So currently we've got 8 different social media outlets on which these postings are published, and that's going to drive a ton of traffic. Okay, so you can do that pretty much at a push of a button. And what I'd like to do now, guys, is just quickly log into the software dashboard just to show you how it's all done. So I'm just going to move my microphone here, and let's get going with this. So here we go. So that's the dashboard here, and if you remember, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find products. So we can find products in 3 different places: AliExpress, Amazon, or eBay. So why don't we do Amazon? And we teach you how to find your niche. So why do we go here? We've got an iPhone here. Why do we go for the word iPhone? Because that's really, really hot. So yeah, let's go for iPhone case. And then categories, we can go for electronics, even though there's a whole range of categories, and that pretty much mimics the Amazon ones, and we can choose from a whole range of Amazon stores. Okay, but let's go with the .com and let's search for what comes up for an iPhone case. Okay, so here we go. So that is what's come up. So we've got 50 items here, and all of these items have come up from Amazon. So here we can see the price that it's selling, and here you can see the description. Now, what we're going to do now is, once we found, let's say we want to go with this one here. So we just click on it, and that's going to show us the original listing on Amazon. Bit slow today. I think the webinar bandwidth is taken, just slowing it down a bit. But anyway, you can see this listing here. It's selling for $9.99 on Amazon.com. It's got really good loads and loads of reviews, good reviews. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm just going to literally import the whole thing to my store. Okay, so I'm just going to post to WooCommerce, which is a software that has e-commerce stores on WordPress, and I'm just going to post it onto there. Right, so that's posted now, and so let's have a look to see what it looks like on the store. Right, so here it is. So what I'm going to do is, if I want to see what it looks like on the store, I just need to get into the product itself. And this is a WordPress environment, so if you've used WordPress before, you'll be very familiar with this. If not, then we can teach you how to do that on the calls on the Wednesday, and you just click on preview, and there you have it. So what's happened here is basically the whole description, so everything has been imported, so you don't have to do that. You don't have to take the pictures, you don't have to import everything manually, and also it's connected onto a shopping cart that we set up. Okay, so that's ready to go for you. So I'm going to close that down for now. Now, once that's in the store, the next thing we want to do is we want to be posting it on social media. So all these social media outlets. So here you've got Delicious, you got Facebook, you got Flickr, you got Instapaper, LiveJournal, Plurk, StumbleUpon, Tumblr, and Twitter, and we're adding more all the time. So let's say we post that one to Facebook. Okay, so we've posted it, and what I'm going to do now is just go into the Facebook store, which I have here ready, and I'm just going to open the hyperlink. And there you have it. So that's it, just there. Okay, and so if we click on, so we drive traffic in the way that we show you how to drive traffic. We need to be choosing the right products and the right niches. But when people like what they see, they just click on it, click on that listing, and that goes back to your store. And we can do the same for all of these social media outlets, and that takes hours and hours and hours to do all this. So if we do the same listing onto Twitter, and let's have a look to see what it looks like in Twitter. So there you have it, guys. It's here, it's just been tweeted. Okay, so and then again, if anyone likes what they see, they just need to click on it, and that takes them back to the store. So that's a really good way for you to start earning money fast with this business, because you find the products, you post them, and then you start driving traffic to them very, very quickly through the various social media outlets. And It's also very, very good for SEO, because SEO these days is very attuned to social signals. So that's why that's really, really important.